When McDonald's announced the release of TinyTAN Happy Meal toys on September 3rd, 2025, the internet exploded with excitement. For many, it was a nostalgic callback to the legendary 2021 BTS meal collaboration, when sauces and packaging became collectibles that fans traded like precious artifacts. This time, the collaboration felt even more emotional. BTS had just reunited after years apart due to military service, and the world was eagerly awaiting their confirmed 2026 comeback. Against this backdrop, the arrival of TinyTAN figures in Happy Meals wasn't just a marketing gimmick, it was a symbol of reunion, joy, and anticipation. The timing was impeccable. The toys became an accessible way for fans to reconnect with BTS in their everyday lives, bridging the gap between the years of waiting and the promise of what's to come. Among all 7 TinyTAN figures, it was Jimin's doll that began trending worldwide within hours of release. Fans immediately noticed how carefully crafted it was. The soft eyes, the charming smile, the aura of both sweetness and elegance that only Jimin could radiate. On X, formerly Twitter, armies compared the doll to some of Jimin's most iconic eras, the whimsical innocence of serendipity, the vulnerable intensity of lie, and the confident magnetism of like crazy. Even as a 2-inch plastic figure, the toy seemed to capture Jimin's unique duality, delicate yet powerful. "Why is Jimin's doll already more handsome than my future husband?" one fan joked online. Another posted a side-by-side of the TinyTAN doll next to a photo of Jimin on stage, writing, "Even in toy form, he's perfect." From Seoul to Los Angeles, Jakarta to Manila, the story was the same. Fans lining up at McDonald's long before dawn. In Seoul's Gangnam district, armies reported forming lines at 5 a.m., hours before the stores opened. "We all wanted Jimin," said one fan. When the cashier announced the toy lineup, the loudest cheers were for him. In New York City, McDonald's staff admitted they were overwhelmed. Some branches sold out of Jimin's figure by mid-morning. One outlet even taped a handwritten sign to the door, "Jimin dolls, out of stock, restock tomorrow." The chaos spilled onto TikTok, where the hashtag TinyTANHunt quickly racked up millions of views. Fans documented their journeys from one branch to another, celebrating when they finally secured Jimin, or playfully lamenting when they ended up with duplicate figures of other members. In Manila, a group of friends turned the hunt into a full-blown adventure, renting a van and driving across the city to collect multiple dolls. "It's like Pokemon," one fan laughed, but Jimin is the rarest one. The release couldn't have come at a more meaningful time for Jimin himself. Just weeks earlier, his name had been dragged into rumors and controversies, dating speculations, leaked videos, and endless media chatter. Many fans worried about his privacy and his mental well-being. Now, the TinyTAN release shifted the focus. Instead of gossip, fans filled their timelines with smiles, laughter, and photos of their Happy Meals. Instead of invasive speculation, the conversation turned back to joy. On Weavers, one army wrote, "After everything, this is the Jimin we want to celebrate. Not rumors, not negativity, just happiness." The plastic figure became more than a collectible. It became a reminder that even during storms, Jimin's light continues to shine. For longtime armies, the release stirred up memories of 2021. Back then, the BTS meal wasn't just about nuggets and sauces, it was about connection. Fans around the world felt united by something simple, something tangible. Now, in 2025, the TinyTAN figures serve a similar purpose, but this time, they also symbolize what's coming next. With BTS's 2026 comeback confirmed, every piece of merchandise feels like a breadcrumb leading to the big moment. And once again, Jimin is at the heart of it. His doll has become the emotional centerpiece of the collection, the one fans seem most eager to hold onto as they wait for the group's full return to the stage. For outsiders, it may just look like a toy. But for ARMY, Jimin's TinyTAN figure is a treasure. Some fans are keeping their dolls in pristine condition, still sealed in the Happy Meal bag, stored in protective acrylic cases. Others proudly display them on bookshelves alongside BTS albums and light sticks. In Indonesia, a fan filmed herself gently polishing the toy and placing it on her desk altar, surrounded by photos of Jimin. In the Philippines, fans bought dozens of Happy Meals to secure Jimin's doll, then donated the leftover food to shelters, transforming fandom passion into community kindness. On resale sites, Jimin dolls are already fetching 5 to 10 times their original value, but most fans say they wouldn't dream of selling. This isn't about money, one collector posted. It's about holding Jimin close while we wait for him to return to the stage.
Within days of release, hashtags like TinyTAN Jimin and hashtag Jimin Happy Meal trended worldwide. TikTok videos of unboxings reached millions of views. On Instagram, fans turned the dolls into fashion icons, dressing them in miniature handmade clothes. McDonald's executives quietly admitted that Jimin's figure was leading global demand, with some regions requesting emergency resupplies. Analysts noted that the collaboration wasn't just successful, it was historic. This is more than a toy drop, one marketing expert told Korean media. This is a global rehearsal for BTS's 2026 comeback. For years, Jimin has been known as the emotional heart of BTS. His kindness, vulnerability, and artistry make him a unique figure in the world of K-pop. Now, the craze around his TinyTAN doll proves that his connection with fans remains as unshakable as ever. Even in miniature form, he brings comfort. Even in plastic, he feels real. One fan wrote poignantly, "The world may try to shake him, but our love is steady. Even a small toy can remind us of the giant he is in our hearts." With BTS confirmed to release a new album and embark on a massive world tour in 2026, every move between now and then feels like a countdown. McDonald's collaborating with BTS now isn't an accident. It's a carefully timed step in HYBE's strategy to reignite global attention. And judging by the frenzy, it's working. If a 2-inch doll of Jimin can sell out worldwide, what will happen when he steps back onto the stage in person? At the end of the day, it's easy to dismiss the TinyTAN Happy Meal as just another fast food promotion. But for ARMY, and especially for Jimin's fans, it is something more. It's a piece of joy after weeks of stress. It's a reminder of how far BTS has come. It's a promise of what's waiting just around the corner. Even in toy form, Jimin proves his power. He doesn't need a microphone, a stage, or a spotlight. Just a small smile molded in plastic is enough to remind the world why he continues to shine. And as fans clutch their TinyTAN Jimin figures close, they know one thing for sure. This is not the end. It's only the beginning of BTS's new era. For the casual observer, the TinyTAN Jimin doll might look like just another collectible. But for ARMY, and especially for Jimin's fans, it represents a timeline of emotions. Many fans who held the doll in their hands shared how it triggered memories of Jimin's most vulnerable moments. His letters to fans during enlistment, his heartfelt live broadcasts, where he often reminded ARMY, "Don't get sick, eat well." Now, the act of opening a Happy Meal box and finding Jimin inside carried the same nurturing warmth. For some, it felt like receiving a small hug in physical form. One Korean fan posted, "When I got Jimin's doll, I started crying in the middle of McDonald's. I realized how much I've missed him these past 2 years." It wasn't just nostalgia. It was a quiet reunion between Jimin and his fans, even before he sets foot on stage again. What started as a fast food promotion quickly morphed into a collector's mania. Entire online communities sprang up overnight, dedicated to trading TinyTAN dolls. On platforms like X, Instagram, and even Discord, ARMYs posted ISO Jimin, in search of Jimin, messages offering to swap multiple other members just for a single Jimin figure. Meanwhile, limited edition protective cases, designed specifically for Happy Meal toys, sold out on e-commerce sites within days. Fans weren't just buying dolls, they were preserving memories. In Japan, an ARMY craftsman began hand-painting TinyTAN Jimin dolls with intricate details, turning them into miniature art pieces that resembled his Like Crazy era stage outfits. These custom versions spread like wildfire online, proving that Jimin's doll wasn't just a product,
It was a canvas of creativity. Behind the frenzy, McDonald's quietly celebrated one of its most successful global collaborations in history. Marketing analysts revealed that regions where Jimin's doll was most popular, South Korea, Japan, Indonesia, the US, and the Philippines, saw record-breaking Happy Meal sales. Some outlets reported a 40% spike compared to regular months. Executives were quick to notice the pattern. Jimin was not only a fan favorite, but also a sales driver. An insider told Korean media, "We expected BTS to perform well, but the demand for Jimin's figure alone exceeded projections by more than double." This raised interesting speculation. Would Jimin's influence on consumer markets translate directly to BTS's 2026 album promotions? If a toy could generate this much buzz, the impact of his actual comeback could be immeasurable.